The mind is like the ocean. Sometimes it is calm and still. Other times, waves rise and crash, one after another. This restless movement is natural. The mind is always active, reacting to the world, recalling memories, imagining the future. But when it becomes too restless, it can bring suffering. You may have experienced this. You sit down in a quiet place, but your thoughts do not stop. They jump from one idea to another. Worries, regrets, plans, memories. Even when there is no danger, no urgent problem, the mind keeps running. It does not rest. Why does this happen? One reason is habit. The mind is trained to seek, analyze, and solve problems. This is useful in daily life. But when there is no problem, the mind still searches. It creates problems, imagining what could go wrong, remembering past mistakes. It moves in endless circles. Another reason is external stimulation. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, news, social media, advertisements, messages. The mind becomes used to this. When there is silence, it feels uncomfortable. It craves more stimulation, more distractions. But perhaps the deepest reason is identification. We believe we are our thoughts. When a thought appears, we follow it. When an emotion rises, we hold on to it. We do not see that thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. Instead, we chase them, try to control them, argue with them. This makes the mind even more restless. So what can we do? First, we must understand that restlessness is not the enemy. It is not something to fight. Instead, we can learn to see it clearly. Like watching waves in the ocean, we can observe the movements of the mind. When we stop resisting, something interesting happens. The mind begins to settle on its own. When we try to control the mind, we often fail. Thoughts continue to appear, emotions rise and fall. The more we struggle, the stronger they become. But there is another way, observing without attachment. Imagine you are sitting by a river. Leaves float past on the surface. Some are small, some are large. Some move slowly, others quickly. Your thoughts are like these leaves. If you try to stop them, you will only disturb the water. If you chase them, you will never sit still. But if you simply watch, the river continues to flow, and you remain at peace. This is the practice of observing the mind. When a thought appears, instead of reacting, simply notice it. Ah, here is a thought. No need to judge it, push it away, or follow it. Whether it is pleasant or unpleasant, just let it be. The same applies to emotions. If sadness arises, recognize it. This is sadness. If anger appears, acknowledge it. This is anger. Do not fight it. Do not feed it. It will come and go, like a passing cloud. Some people worry that if they do not engage with their thoughts, they will become passive or careless. But the opposite is true. When we stop being controlled by every passing thought, we gain clarity. We respond instead of reacting. We make wiser choices, because our minds are not clouded by unnecessary noise. At first, this practice is not easy. The habit of identification is strong. You may find yourself lost in thought again and again. That is normal. When you notice that you have become lost, simply return to observing. There is no need to feel frustrated. Every time you return, you strengthen your awareness. With time, a space begins to open. A thought appears, but you are no longer trapped by it. An emotion rises, but it does not control you. The mind moves, yet you remain still. In this space, there is peace. The breath is simple, yet powerful. It is always with us, from the moment we are born until the moment we take our last breath. But most of the time, we do not pay attention to it. we are lost in thoughts, worries, distractions. Yet if we learn to return to the breath, we can find stillness even in the midst of a restless mind. Why is the breath so important? Because it is always in the present moment. You cannot breathe in the past or in the future, only now. When the mind is restless, it usually means it is caught in thoughts about the past or the future. The breath brings it back. You do not need to change your breath or control it. Simply notice it. Feel the air entering your nose, filling your lungs, then leaving again. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. If your mind wanders, gently return to the breath. There is no need to force anything. At first, you may only stay with the breath for a few seconds before thoughts pull you away. That is natural. The mind has been restless for a long time. But every time you return, even for a moment, you are strengthening a new habit, the habit of presence. Some people say, "I tried watching my breath, but my thoughts did not stop." That is fine. The goal is not to stop thinking. Thoughts will continue, just as waves continue in the ocean. The difference is that now you are watching them from the shore instead of being carried away. If strong emotions arise, the breath can help you stay grounded. When you feel anxious or overwhelmed, try this. Take a slow, deep breath in, then slowly breathe out. Do this a few times. You will notice a small shift. The emotions may still be there, but they will have less power over you. Breathing with awareness does not take extra time in your day. You can do it while drinking tea, walking, waiting in line. Even one mindful breath can bring you back to the present. The more often you return to the breath, the less power restlessness has over you. A calm mind is not something we find once and keep forever. It is something we cultivate again and again, like tending a garden. Just as weeds grow if we do not take care of the soil, restlessness returns if we do not nurture stillness. The key is to bring awareness into daily life, not only during meditation but in every moment. One way to do this is to slow down. In modern life, we are always rushing, moving from one task to another, checking our phones, planning the next thing before finishing the present one. But a restless mind cannot settle in a hurried life. Try doing things just a little more slowly. Walk slowly. Eat slowly. Even speaking more slowly can bring calmness. Another way is to simplify. A cluttered environment creates a cluttered mind. Too much noise, too much information, too many choices. All of these add to restlessness. Consider simplifying your surroundings. A simple space allows the mind to rest. It also helps to be intentional about how you use technology. The modern world is full of distractions. Endless notifications, social media, news updates. These things pull the mind in many directions, making it harder to find peace. Try setting limits. Take small breaks from screens. Notice how your mind feels when you do. But most importantly, remember that a calm mind is not about escaping from life. It is about engaging with life fully, but with clarity and peace. You will still face challenges. You will still experience emotions. But instead of being overwhelmed by them, you will be able to meet them with steadiness. There is no need to be perfect. Some days, the mind will be calm. Other days, it will be restless. That is natural. The important thing is to continue. Every moment is a chance to return to stillness. A restless mind is something we all experience. But through observation, breath, and small changes in daily life, we can create space for stillness. This journey is not about stopping thoughts or forcing silence. It is about learning to be present, to watch the mind without attachment, and to return to the breath whenever we feel lost. Some days the mind will be quiet. Other days it will be full of noise. That is natural. The important thing is not to judge yourself. Every moment is a new beginning. Even if the mind has been restless all day, the next breath is an opportunity to return to stillness. There is no need to rush. Simply take one step at a time. If any of these teachings have been helpful to you, I am truly grateful. It brings me joy to share these reflections with you. If you have left a comment, shared your thoughts, or supported this channel in any way, whether through a like, a subscription, or even a super thanks, please know that it is deeply appreciated. Your presence here is meaningful. May your mind find peace. May you walk through life with clarity and ease. And whenever restlessness arises, may you always remember, stillness is never far away. It is right here, in this moment, waiting for you to return.